All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for HunterxHunter, episode 129. All right, so the king has been regenerated. He has been fed the essence of his royal guard.
Much to their great relief, yeah.
Yes, the relief kind, you know.
Yeah. And then of course they're headed back pronto. That gave Pouf an idea. He tried to do a little ambush, assassinate Komugi, and dispose of the body. But
he is on a time limit, though.
He is on a time limit.
Little Pouf is
multiple time limits.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's the king, and then there's Chapter 7 bankruptcy, and the fact that the whole gang is there, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're about to go into another time crunch, aren't we?
Right.
We're going to be in the next,
5 minutes,
30 seconds.
50 rounds of combat, so let's do this. Each one count.
It is kind of funny how much the whole 6 seconds for a round of combat thing applies to HunterxHunter. It applies so well. It's actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, yeah, guys, this is crazy. Here we go. All right, guys, we're going to start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now.
Whoa! Here they go! Here they go!
Huh.
Yep.
Yes, knowing his name.
That calf definition.
Yeah, and he is a little
I love
bit
the
dodgy
look of
on the
Yuppie
memories.
with the little helmet.
Right?
The little helmet is just so perfect.
Okay.
Disperse.
Yep, and they're aware of all this. Oh boy. Yeah.
In a way.
That's a good point, because what they then can extrapolate is that Netero must have lost, but not only that his whole self that built up a week's worth of aura
was not enough.
Of Nen, basically, for this was not enough.
Now what I'm curious about is when Palm does her scrying, what's the AoE of that? Is she just observing directly Pouf's main body?
I don't know.
Because
I think she has some kind of awareness of their surroundings, because it's like the crystal ball thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember when she did it on Gone?
Right. She
saw the city around him and stuff.
Exactly. She's able to detect that, okay, Pouf is with the king and they're coming back here really fast. Would that mean that she would also be able to detect a Yuppie, and how, wait, this is different,
Yeah, I don't know how picture perfect the scenery around is, but I would assume some kind of small radius.
Because with Shia LaBeouf, it doesn't really mean much, because they already knew he could split up, so that wouldn't tell them anything.
Right.
But for Yuppie, that might be a little bit
Yeah. Here we go.
Sparkles.
Gotcha.
Nice.
So Killua has her. Okay.
The two white-haired peeps together. In a lot of ways...
On his way!
In a lot of ways, this makes Killua have a reason to survive a lot more than the others, because he's taking care of Komugi.
True. He's like, oh, okay. What? We're just about to see how powerful he is now.
Okay, yeah.
They're just like, this is our king. I love it.
Wow.
And he's just like, yeah. Let's see if it did anything. Yeah. You got this! Oh.
That's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I love how he still has the super deep voice.
Wait. What? Yes.
Right, it was used on you. Then how did you get rid of it? Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
Wow.
boy.
Be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool. He's trying to explain it. Good.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is great. You're one to talk about personal emotions.
Uh-huh.
You freaking hypocrite. But because he was able to do this. Good. Yes.
Cool.
Good.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Sign of a good leader.
Yes. Oh. Oh. Yes. Grab on.
Yeah,
Hold on
grab
tight.
tight.
It's the acceleration that's the hard part.
Although, hey, that was like a full 60 seconds or so that they got back.
I mean, yeah, possibly. Oh.
Yeah, and lying to the king and all that stuff. I mean, that's dedication, at least.
little chittering, chattering bugs.
Oh.
Oh. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I just love that he got a helmet. Like,
it is irrelevant.
cool. Okay.
Very awesome. We have to figure out who we are and yes.
Cool.
And what it means to be.
This is very apropos considering one of the people present here
is about to be a traitor.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
That's an interesting thought, but I think it will be the opposite.
Oh. Oh, that's scary, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
Gotcha.
Huh. That would be genius if they're doing that.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea. I love how they have the shot of his face with Mera
His
at the
intent.
same time.
The greed in his
That would
eyes
be
is just
ideal
like,
for you,
he's just
wouldn't
like,
it?
He's like, all according to Gekaku. Oh, cool. They're all
Nice.
touching. Nice. Yep. What if they're after, what if they're after her? All right.
Okay.
Killua's putting her out as bait. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Well done,
Oh, boy.
Killua. Oh, you're so
that's
smart.
dangerous, though. Hopefully Melioran's right nearby or something to just make them disappear if need be. But, oh, man.
Is he going to split it 50-50?
But then will he even be capable of killing her?
Yep.
Like,
yep.
because of course he could kill her, but they could, defend her, right?
Right. He's coalescing. All right, here we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Killua versus
Oh boy!
Killua versus Pouf.
Wait, did they just go into?
It's just how fast Killua is.
And no whiplash on Komugi. She didn't just explode or something. That's
no, because she's charged with him.
Sure, yeah.
I'm up for a game of tag. Phrasing, Killua. Oh. Oh.
No, just run. The bard's like, I can try and use deception and persuasion.
Yep. Oh.
Wow.
Brilliant. Just keeping her away.
Uh-huh. Wow, yeah.
He's just guiding him.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
freaking
That's
Pouf.
devious. That's devious.
And there's no way they can guess that he's trying to make her just, cast a spell. Oh. Wow.
Oh!
Holy crap. Oh.
Oh boy.
Poison. What, poison in her mind? Like to make her suspicious of...
Wow.
Oh. He's gonna fight. He's gonna fight.
Yeah,
He's going to kill him.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, please. Oh. Holy crap. Come on. Come on. I'll whittle you down. Oh, is he gonna like Oh. Oh. Oh, wow. He's so proud to present them to him. Oh, 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 Kamugi, 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 Kamugi. Yeah, yeah, oh, oh my god, yes, please. Yes, there is.
No, there isn't. Not at all.
Oh, come on. Oh. Oh my gosh.
That's
he's
an
in pain.
interesting line.
He's in pain. Liar. Liar. Oh my god.
Yeah, the place he spent the most time.
Yep,
is,
it's not completely destroyed. Yep, there it is. Oh, is he gonna leave?
Oh, he's gonna get rid of the... Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
He's panicking, he's panicking.
Alright, Killua.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Alright.
Cool. They're moving so slowly.
Yeah. Why? Wasn't the whole point that they could move faster? Or are they already here?
I'm guessing they have to be close. Yeah, they're pretty close.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I think it was just them walking around to get the bearings of where they were, like, geographically.
All right.
Because, you know, they don't have, like,
wow,
perfect compasses in their head, you know.
Right,
like,
exactly. Okay.
Wow. Like, the episode started off, like, really kind of like, all right, everyone's moving, everyone's going in specific places and stuff, and then Pouf is all, like, freaking out, just like, he's like trying to he feels like Lelouch in his neck, just
I love how often he's basically changing his plan, because it shows, one, that he's thinking fast, but also that he's just like he is coming to the end of his rope. Like there, because if he had been thinking clearly and he's like, okay, I need to wipe away memories, he would have been like, okay, erase all trace of Kamugi. I need to kill her, right? But while I'm looking for her, okay, clear all that stuff out, you know.
Right. In some ways, he can kind of trust the other, the hunters, to keep her away from the king.
Well, yeah, that was brilliant.
And and I would have avoided her entirely until he cleared away basically most of the palace stuff.
Right.
But yeah, crazy.
Okay.
Wow, great episode.
Yeah, wonderful.
All these episodes are just kind of like each doing that little chunk of their part to just move the plot and keep setting all the characters up into dynamic situations where their choices really matter.
Interestingly enough, when I think about this part of the show where we're at right now, compared to the parts where it was like, you know, Yuppie at the stairs and all that stuff, and like when it was like moment by moment fights and everything like that.
Yeah.
I am enjoying this way more. Like, this feels way more intense, way more gripping and compelling and everything.
Yeah.
Even though the amount of action that's actually happening is almost none. Like,
it's a lot of talking and moving.
Yep.
And we're just kind of cutting back and forth with different people as they're moving into their specific positions to do the thing that they want to do.
Right.
And I think this is something that we're pretty much used to by now with Hunter x Hunter, is that there's a lot of talking, involved, because you have characters thinking, and it essentially counts as talking. And what happened is I think that when they looked at what the material was that they had, I don't know how it's done in the manga, but what I'm guessing happened was that there was way too much talking needing to happen in order to communicate what was going on. So instead of actually going for the Hunter x Hunter talking, thinking, inner monologue kind of style, they decided, okay, we'll have a third-party omniscient narrator give the fill-in-the-blank stuff that can be used in, I would say, a more efficient verbiage. So they actually spent less time communicating the essentials.
Sure.
And when it came down to the characters not moving anymore, like they weren't moving into position or things like that, and the things were actually happening, the narrator took a step back and allowed them to, you know, talk and do their part.
Right.
The funny thing is that though, the whole time aspect of it here, it feels a little bit more classic shonen in that we're not supposed to be counting the seconds of Meruem's flight back, you know.
Oh, gotcha. Sure. Or the fact that, like, okay, if it was gonna take him 5 minutes to get back, how long did he spend talking with, you know, Yuppie and you know, and them? Yeah, right.
The point is that there will be an amount of time that he will not be back, and now they're back. At least they're at the outer edge of the palace and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's just jumping to the other characters to see what they're doing in that time period.
Exactly.
And I'd say they're doing a really good job of focusing on giving a specific character, generally it's one character, that actually gets a lot of the internal thinking and stuff done. In this case, it was Pouf.
Yeah.
And then a secondary would probably be Killua.
Yeah.
They gave a little bit to Knuckle. I thought that was nice. Knuckle basically, like, directly confronts, you know, Pouf and is like, hey, you little bastards, come over here, like, fight me, like, let's get this going. I'll rack up some points on you. And they're like, nope. And they just spreading around. They use logic to determine, you know, which obvious target, you know, do they want, and then why do they want this target? And Killua, of course, always being, I would say, inside the opponent's heads.
He's the meta master.
He is the meta master, but I think it's also just that he comes from the Zoldycks, who are assassins.
Sure.
And you want to be able to think like your target, I would say.
Yeah.
And he also has you know, the mindset.
Fast brain?
Well, yes, but I would say the mindset of what do you do when you're going after a target? And so he's able to identify, well, obviously there's a specific target in mind.
Right.
You don't you don't get a lot of value by splitting up your focus.
Right, unless you're specifically trying to either find someone or just escape.
Yeah. Right, and I think that he was aware that if they were going for just general information, if he was just doing this to scout and stuff, once you've scouted the environment and stuff, you can't really do much else because they can just move, and they know.
Unless you want to have like a scout net that's always up, you know.
Right, but they were moving.
Right,
They weren't all positioned in a grid, you know, around the environment.
Right.
So he knew they were actually looking for someone specific.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I like. If I personally were Shia LaBeouf, I would have just made it so that there was a certain number of my little clones that were always out, just at different locations, so I could always see everything, and then just work with it with whatever I had left.
Right.
But yeah, the way that he was thinking about everything was awesome. The way that he specifically was like, oh, that's right, I'm a bard. My words are more powerful than my actual abilities.
Yes, that was so genius.
And then it's like that. Yes, exactly. And now Killua, like he's going to protect Kamugi, you know, and that's fantastic. He did a great job of it.
That was fantastic.
But he's going to be protecting her away from the palace.
Right.
He's going to be keeping her away from the king, which is kind of like, what
Pouf wants.
What Pouf wants.
Yeah.
So,
I really think the best thing he could have done was not attack at that one point. So this is the other thing.
Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, Pouf. Yeah, I've finished
because
calling him
Shia now?
Because he has finally poofed, and I think he's actually gone poof in the head.
Yeah.
He's basically done from being Shia LaBeouf.
But he's also saying, "Do it, make your dreams come true."
Well, him chasing Killua out of the palace, I thought was brilliant. He said he was going to use some kind of a spell to make her suspicious.
Right.
Now, what I think his abilities tend to be is that he basically looks at the environment that he's in and the people around him and whatever, and he designs. His ability is that he designs abilities.
Okay.
Because we've seen him do so many things. Like, so many things.
Gotcha.
I think it's that his brain is so good at mastering the fundamentals of Nen and how to create techniques that he's basically just like, okay, make a technique,
right,
go. Okay, this is a variant on influencing people.
Sure.
And I think that for the most part, it seems like he is a manipulator.
Yeah, it does seem to be.
He does seem to be like that. But the thing is, who knows? He could be a specialist too.
And they could also leave this completely as, like they said, spell, but for all intensive purposes, that's something that he could have done without any Nen usage.
Right.
Because he's, very persuasive, and he can read, like, the auras of people and stuff, so he could just be like, okay, I'm just going to make Kamugi start to freak out. By saying specific things that I know will do that.
Yes. However, I think that he wanted a guarantee rather than a 92% chance.
Sure, yeah.
So he's like, I'm on a time clock. I need to make this happen quickly. But still, that's cool. It's an aspect of Nen that I think we need to keep in mind, is that techniques are not made once you get your Hatsu. You make techniques over time. You just decide, I'm going to make a technique. What's this technique going to be? It's going to be this. Okay, now I need to learn how to use it. And that all just takes time. There's nothing about that locks someone completely away from making techniques. So.
Right, that was the biggest issue I had with the whole steel thing back when it was brought up. But for this episode, we had the whole deal with Yuppie.
Meruem and
Yuppie, like he confronted him about it, and it was handled very well.
Very logically. He just broke down like, okay, if this, then that, and if this, then that, and if this, then why not this? And he's like, well, and he told the truth. He's like, I don't know exactly why I let them, live, but, And I'm so glad he told the truth.
Yeah, I am too.
So glad.
And because
he's such a good doggy.
He's a good doggy. It draws more basically just contrast between him and Pouf.
Yep.
And then it also allowed Meruem it allowed Meruem the opportunity to basically say, why would I punish a subordinate for telling the truth?
Yes. Yes. Meruem's such a good character.
That was awesome. Like that was just fantastic.
Even in his lost memory state,
right? Exactly.
He remembers what makes a good leader. I would say based on even like not really experience because he's lost a lot of memory and stuff, but on just a subconscious knowledge of what loyalty means.
Right, and the idea of because you have someone that's loyal, don't throw mud on that, right?
Don't punish mistakes.
Exactly. If you beat
punish insubordination.
Right. If you beat a loyal dog, eventually it will bite you, right?
Yeah.
But if not, then
if you reward a loyal dog when they're in that moment of, oh master, I'm so sorry, I messed up, but like I'll do it, and then they'll become the most faithful doggy ever. And I love how they were like, oh, your majesty, just but we don't deserve you. And even Pouf was just like, wow, like he wasn't chiding and being like, Yuppie, he deserves, something. Well, right.
Like although he was kind of like, how could you have done that, Yuppie, and all that.
But he wasn't egging the king on. It was more him just becoming aware of the situation and being like, wait, and you let that? Wow, bro, like I would not have done that.
Yeah. One of the lines that Meruem said, other than just the don't punish the my subordinates for being honest with me, was when he basically said, your emotional instability is something that you'll have to learn to handle. Like
we, and he also said we, I think, as well. Like,
well, sure, and even if he didn't say we, that is very much like a and I think now that you mention it, I think he did. But even if he didn't, it's like the parallel is there very strongly. And because the thing is, all three of the characters there have some form of emotional instability. You know, there's Yuppie, of course, right? And and Pouf.
Oh boy, Pouf is a bag of cats. Like,
and he's not really dealing with it very well.
No.
And then there's of course Meruem with Komugi and all of that.
Oh my gosh! So I got so excited when he started
remembering. It's like,
guys, there's something really special where you realize that to him, being separated from Komugi
was causing him pain.
But the thing is, it's more than that. Her pain, I think, was somewhat, in some ways, becoming his pain. That is a fundamental definition of empathy. He's feeling for her. Like, there's compassion, where you essentially, I would say that's essentially wishing the best for someone. That's wishing someone else's needs over your own, kind of, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, vernacular definitions, but...
Sure. But I would say empathy is where it comes into it, where he is actually feeling pain. Now, because subconsciously he left her when she was dying.
Yeah, it's like maybe that's the reason for it. Or
that's probably the reason for it.
Yeah, there's multiple ways that it could be.
Totally.
But the point is that the
king is feeling empathy.
The king is feeling pain because of his connection to Komugi.
Yes.
Because he knows that, you know, something's not quite right.
Oh.
Like, it makes me think of, like, The Matrix, you know, where it's like the splinter in your mind driving you mad.
Or another way to look at it, I love that one. Another way to look at it is when you love someone and I would say this is more of a thing you see in fiction, where you see basically the two people that love each other, but they're separated by, like, dimensional boundaries. Like straight up, like, something where you know that there was someone... There's a lot of stories that do this, but where memory loss is involved or dimensional stuff is involved.
Just the idea of the star-crossed lovers.
Or like reincarnation or something, where basically these people need to find each other.
Or a 3-year time delay, you know. Yeah. You know, all kinds of things, yeah.
that was a good one. Yes, that aspect of it makes, in some ways, Meruem's potential, like, arc from here on out one of a love story.
Well, not just a love story, because that had already been kind of, like, hinted at and all that stuff. But more than that, because there's love stories that are just sort of like subplots on, you know, that are woven into another story, right? Mm-hmm. But one, it's becoming more and more of the main aspect and focus of his story. But it's also something that, interestingly enough, could be seen as sort of a tragedy / almost underdog wanting to root for this thing that may not happen, right? And
I think for now it seems relatively good.
Relatively good, like you know, Killua was able to fight off Pouf, right? And granted, it was because Pouf had to go somewhere else, but, you know, still, point stands. Komugi is still alive.
Oh.
You know, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where, because of all of the stuff that's happening, because of just the very nature of, you know, who the king is and the kind of position that he's in,
right,
it makes the whole idea of him actually having that sort of happy ending unlikely. Not because he will necessarily die, but because Komugi being able to also live alongside him while he is the king is a little bit of a complicated situation.
Yeah, my main worry is that they're going to find each other before things go really bad, and he'll remember.
No,
and like
that'll be the good stuff.
Almost like immediately after, it's going to be just blown to pieces. Yeah. Like my thought is that basically the big twist will be that Netero talked with you know, the people that put the bomb in him and were like, okay, you know, but if I fail or what have you, You need to basically remove any chance of the Chimera ants, existing, and just destroy like everything. And probably what's been happening is that I assume they have satellites. I assume they've been just watching this whole thing unfold, and they're just like, all right, we've got everyone back in one place again. Well, that's pretty convenient. I think this is the time to go. We know that Netero's bomb went off, and the Chimera ants are still moving around and stuff. So, all right, drop all like 100 of the other ones, and just kaboom.
Right.
And we know that, at the very least, there's no Nav on the Chimera ant side. There's no external dimensions they can go and hide in.
Right, and that's the big thing that makes it, because with something like that, it's what makes sense. But usually the thing that often happens in storytelling, and HunterxHunter handles this very well, is, okay, here's what makes sense to have happen, but here's what we can actually allow to happen, right? Because certain things will just break your story on various levels.
Right.
HunterxHunter is very good at basically going with the flow, riding the waves, and doing the unexpected, right?
And in some ways making both work.
Yeah. And with something like Nav's ability, they could just destroy literally everything and not have to worry about, at the very least,
collateral damage.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, okay, cool. Well, if they're able to contact Nav, at least,
The big plot twist will be, like, Nav has been, like, out of commission, right? What if Nav has been, like, casually moving along the ranks and file of all the humans in the army, making a massive, like, portal gate?
Oh.
And he's like, I am in the middle, and when the nukes fall, I will be ready to go. Boop, boop. And they all just drop.
Or what if the way that what if this, no, probably not.
I don't think he can open any that big. So it's a dumb idea.
He only has like 16 or 17 or whatever.
Here. But that's, I think, actually the dark way that the story will end, is that basically they'll sacrifice the 5 million,
The other crazy way that it could end, and this is completely silly, but hey, if I was running this tabletop RPG, right, and I had control of all the characters, this is what I would do. You've got the bomb inside Netero, right? Great, awesome. Cool. One of the potential issues, though, is deployment of bombs into this location, right? Even if you do the satellite thing, the Chimera ants are very fast, right? They'll drop. But what if the Chimera ants, detect that they're coming, right?
Sure.
And then they just move, and by the time it gets into range, you miss, right?
I mean, they've contracted Nav, and he just is like...
And he has one room.
Push the door open, and then... and they all just fall out.
He has a room,
and he's like, sorry, guys, and he shuts the door. Yeah. And then, like...
Or he just opens... No, as they're out there, he just goes out another door. He's like, guys, quick, get in here. But yeah, that would be how I would do it. Probably that doesn't seem like to be what they've set up, given how terrified Nav is of everything and all that stuff. And
well, that's the other thing. Not everyone has a like almost no one ever has a passive field out there, just like waiting for things to drop into it. So all they have to do really is just have maybe have the Zeppelin, they're just and it's just up there, and they're just like, payload.
Or they just say, you think we only hired Silva and Zeno?
Oh.
And then Illumi just comes in. He's just like, he's got a backpack. He sets it down. Cool. Okay. And my job is done. And he leaves.
No, I mean, let's be real. That would not happen. I think the depressing thing about all this is that Meruem is becoming more and more a hero of his own kind of story, and the more and more we see that he's incorporating human emotions and stuff into what he believes to be true and what he believes to be valuable. I feel like if he sees Komugi again, he'll throw everything away.
Yep, and
he'll throw everything about him that will be a threat to humanity. And the thing is that I still think in some ways, unless HunterxHunter. Okay, here's how HunterxHunter could do the ultimate twist here, is that we have the whole Gon situation, right?
Right, but that's gone away.
That's not over here. Basically, the thing is that we have basically a reason for Killua to leave the whole situation eventually.
Sure.
I think that the main person that's going to, basically stick up for the Chimera Ants potentially, though, is Knuckle.
Yeah.
And along with Knuckle, the other Chimera Ants, like Palm, like Ikalgo, like Melioron, and maybe even in some ways, stupid rocket ability. Wellfin, yeah. Even in some ways, him. And basically, it'll be a moment where, Knuckle will see, the king with Komugi, and he'll be like, wow. And then he'll look at all the other Chimera Ants and be like, and he'll think like, he's like, I heard from maybe Master that there was some kind of a backup plan in case everything goes badly. And then he is like,
we need to get out of here.
He's like, guys, I need to let you know, like, you can't stay here. And that's going to be the horrible thing, is that all the other Chimera Ants will be like, we'll leave. And the king will be like, no, I'm going to stay.
Well,
actually, no, he would have no reason to stay.
He would have no reason to stay. He could just pick up Komugi and be like, cool, Komugi, we're going to go, find a cottage somewhere.
Yeah, that would be the ultimate twist, is that they all run off to some island or something. Like they're all holding on to, like, the king's tail, No. He flies them all somewhere else, and they nuke everything, and the only one left there would be Pouf in his madness and stuff, just being like,
So now here's a way that I kind of want to think about this. All right, the Chimera Ant arc. This is a pretty hype arc, both in execution and in reputation. Now, we have seen a lot of the reputation things for the Chimera Ant arc, why it's so awesome, right? It's awesome. Now, but in a meta way, and I know that's not a good way to think about things with HunterxHunter, but I'm trying to reverse engineer things here.
Okay.
With the fan base, what would cause the fan base to freak out the most and basically be like, this is one of the greatest arcs ever, right?
Well, I think...
just in storytelling.
I think in some ways, what's been the biggest thing about it is that everything contextually for the fights and stuff is based around serious character arcs. Like, really good, serious character arcs.
And that's what we've seen so far. So moving forward, what would be the perfect stuff to add on to that? Because what I basically see here is that
whatever happens with Gon and
right?
Nekopito.
And the other thing I would say is that with an arc like this, one of the things that we mentioned way earlier on in the arc is something like this can be really hard to handle and it really hard to end because ending it in a way that doesn't conclude the entire story of the world as a whole is very difficult. Because anytime you end something like this and move on from it, usually there would be lasting ramifications that are like pervasive just to the world as a whole.
But that's not, I would say the thing that is the trickiest is not how it affects the world, but more so just ending it in a way that feels satisfactory and you can continue story afterwards.
Yeah, right, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. And I think one of the ways that they could do that and have it be incredibly satisfying for the audience is to have it end in tragedy, right? Which is something that they have been building up to in a lot of ways with the humans and the whole idea that the humans can be just as monstrous as the Chimera Ants, right?
Yeah.
So, something where everyone dies, I am absolutely on board with that idea. Whether everyone dying meaning just like all the Chimera Ants or like all the Chimera Ants and a bunch of the humans too.
Well, I would say the lots of people dying part makes a lot of sense. In some ways though, you can't really have everyone die because then it feels like nothing happened. You can have people's character arcs continue after that with consequences. Say like Killua and Gon's relationship,
right? Because they're gonna survive.
Yeah, they're gonna survive. But say you have characters that are kind of, I would say, integral parts of this arc, but aren't a part of the conflict as much. Have them make it out, and have them essentially be the people that tell the tale. Like I think Colt is a great example of that,
and he's already
out.
Yeah, humanity could decide to basically gas the chamber with the
Chimera Queen's child.
But barring that, that's a separate thing from here. So they're more or less safe until something like that happens, right? Now, one of the ways that would be the whole nuke everything and nukes fall, everyone dies, right? Would be a way to end it plot wise, but the way to make it feel satisfying from a character perspective, right? Because that's what's really important, would be to have it be something where it fits with the characters. All their arcs are resolved when the nukes drop. So things like Shia LaBeouf, right? The king finds out that he was trying to kill Komugi, and there are the consequences of that, right? He sees,
right, but
all of that stuff.
Yeah, but Hunter x Hunter doesn't necessarily end the arcs of the characters at the end of the plot arc.
Yes, right, because it's all about it being discovery-based storytelling, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be exactly at that point, but like before that point, or something.
Yes, totally.
In order for there to be that satisfying aspect there too. I would not be surprised at all if Meruem found out what Pouf was trying to do and then just basically killed Pouf. And that was it, right?
Yeah.
And Pouf didn't get to see the end of the Chimera Ants or anything like that. It was just,
Yeah.
Pouf.
I feel like we're headed towards a conclusion where humanity does whatever it takes to survive, and the obvious one is just they drop a bazillion nukes.
Right. And if that happens, I want Meruem and Komugi to be reunited before that happens. That way you can have that awesome positive moment, and then the crushing knowledge that they're, at least they'll die together.
Yeah. The sucky thing that I see about this whole story is that there might be people, meaning like, well, I guess everyone's people, but at this point now, but specifically characters that have, I would say sad endings, but not resolved arcs.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's too happy in some ways to have arcs actually resolve for everyone.
Sure.
In some ways, I feel like Yuppie is the one person who I don't want their arc to be over with here, and I want them to live past the whole thing.
I get that. I almost feel like they're...
But Meruem, I can't really see him living.
Yeah.
I can't. I feel like human beings would be too scared of something that powerful.
Right, and because Yuppie's small now, he could survive and have be okay.
Right.
He just follows around Knuckle like he's the other thing on his shoulder.
Wouldn't that be amazing though?
Oh,
He'd be like his
awesome.
little puppy dog,
Yeah.
And he'd be
I love dogs.
Knuckle, that would be great though. Imagine they leave the country, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people are broken and hurt and everything, and Knuckle is basically just holding there on his shoulder and stuff. And Yuppie is crying because the king is dead, and and everything is just horrible and stuff. And he, maybe in some ways he's all alone. Like maybe he feels alone. And then he's like, it's okay. And then people come in and they're like, we need to debrief and clean you guys off and stuff. And then they look at the Chimera Ants that are not part of the original mission.
Right.
Palm. I'm guessing Palm is going to survive this. And
but like
Yuppie,
Ikalgo or Melioron.
Well, Ikalgo, was he a part? No. Oh, yeah. No. And then I want to see someone like Knuckle just basically be like, you touch them and I will kill you all. Don't you dare. And then it becomes this awkward thing of like, we have our orders. We let that could even be the really horrible thing is that they have to say, no Chimera Ants leave this area. So even Melioron, even all the others, and they're like...
And Melioron might be able to be like, okay, well, I'm just going to, grab the Kalgo and, all right, let's go.
But that could be the sad thing is that all of their efforts essentially get put to nothing, and the Chimera Ants get relocated to some kind of special island or something.
Special
where
gas chamber,
or I'm giving humanity some benefit of the doubt, not immediately gassing them, but basically being like, you're going to be on this scientific island, and you never leave, and ever we will study you, and in some ways that's why I root for Meruem to get to Komugi and offer a peaceful solution, because if he gets to Komugi and he rids himself of the little devious Pouf, I could see there that 1% to 2% chance that he basically finds some way to basically declare to humanity that yes, I have the power, I have the ability to do whatever I want. You can't stop me, but but I'm not going to be a threat to you. I will find some way to integrate. I will just be taking this plot of land.
Or even better,
yeah,
I'll be the new chairman of the Hunter organization. They wouldn't ever do that. But
what?
Netero's dead now.
What?
I know that.
What
work,
even?
But
what was that jump?
I was just thinking, like, okay, where would someone actually fit in if they're as powerful as Meruem? And I was like, as a hunter.
No, it's contrary to the whole point of it. That's a very powerful position.
I get that. I was half making a joke, but then half drawing reference to the fact that we have seen some wacky hunters out there. We saw a slime hunter. We saw a hunter that could be just a robot. Like.
Anyway.
But yeah. That would I don't think they'd ever do that.
So weird. Like, you sounded serious. I was
because the thing is that's the place where all the powerful people can congregate and actually, like, do their thing in society, right?
I feel
because
like
otherwise any of the Nen users could consider to be too big of a threat, right?
What? No, that's the point. That's the point.
Right. He's on another level than all the Nen users. I get that.
He's not human, Jacob. He has phagogenesis. He can consume things and get stronger.
Yes.
He alone is strong enough to be like. They made him overpowered for a purpose.
I know.
Reason.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying, theoretically, it's not gonna happen. But theoretically, like,
Jacob's like already going this far ahead in the world building thing. He's like, there's this list, let me tell you, of like 10 really dangerous people, and like the Hunter organization is aware of them and stuff. Yeah, and Meruem, yes, he breaks the list and stuff, but
it's just one more person that's like, okay, just shove that onto the stack and hope they aren't a problem, and
put them on the top of the stack.
Exactly.
Because the type that would eat 10 of those stacks.
Well, no, because here's the thing: when you have something like Nen that so basically changes the laws of physics and stuff like that, Meruem's ability, anything is possible. Meruem's own scaling ability of eating people's brains or whatever to get permanently stronger. There's no reason to say that someone else couldn't have that same Nen ability and start cannibalizing people, right?
Yeah, but they wouldn't maybe have the the necessary ability to make it a reality.
That would only happen if they were able to do that for very long period of time.
And we don't know what Meruem's lifespan is either.
Oh, that's
Who
true.
knows how long he could be alive doing this stuff for.
I just want to see my ideal outcome of all of this is either Meruem and Komugi basically just going to living in a cottage somewhere, and play Gungi, or they're reunited. It's sad, it's happy, it's wonderful, and then nukes fall, everyone dies, and they basically are just able to hold each other while the blast incinerates.
There's all that other stuff that can happen on the way, but there's really no other way to do it other than that. I don't want to go into some stupid thing of where Knuckle and Melioran are forced to slowly but surely fight the king.
Because he could just be like, okay, laser. Okay,
or just
I think I hit you by
everything in the environment.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
It's the kind of thing where we should take the words of Gandalf to heart. Nen is no more use. Nen has no more use here. Basically, fly, you fools!
I thought you were gonna say the other one. The Saruman thinks that only great power can defeat. I like to think of it differently.
Oh no!
It's the small acts of kindness and love that keep darkness at bay.
Crap! But you see what that is. That's what Komugi is. And
yeah, it's gonna suck. It's gonna be horrible, and it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. All right, guys. This has been a great discussion. This has been a great episode. I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen with Gon and Nefertito. We cut over to
episode,
them.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably. But also specifically with Killua kind of being onto Pouf's game in some way.
Right. Yeah, because that was the thing. Pouf tried to kill Komugi right in front of Killua.
He knows.
He got onto that, so he could just tell Meruem and be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I've been keeping this girl safe that's so important to you. Your royal guard was trying to kill her." Because
that's the thing. Killua now knows that there is dissension amongst the Chimera Ant ranks because Neferpito was trying to save Komugi.
And actually, that's a good point. Now that Pouf tried to kill Komugi in front of Killua, and Killua caught on to that.
Killua has knowledge.
He has knowledge. And knowledge is power. So he might actually clue in and be like, oh, I actually shouldn't keep her away from the king.
Or
I could actually deal with the king potentially now because I have this
or instead
knowledge.
of exactly that, what he should do is be like, I'm gonna hide her. Okay, I'm gonna put her with Melioron, and they're gonna be in a specific place, and he'll be like, "Oi, king," be like, "Do you know that little white-haired girl?" And he'd be like, "What
did you say?"
He'll be like, "Wait, what? What white-haired girl?" And he'd be like, "You know, the one that you had your
the blind girl,
the girl that was really hurt, and you had someone
it's not coming out of her nose all the time."
Yeah,
you know?
And he'd be like, Pouf, Yuppie, what are they talking about? And then Yuppie'd be like, well, master. And then Pouf be like, shut that. And he'd be like, Pouf, what aren't you telling me? He's like, this human is lying. He's trying to manipulate you,
and
my
you'll
lord.
be like, Pouf, what are you talking about? No, he's talking about the girl, Komugi, you played this.
And then he would be like,
Pouf,
shut up. He'd be like, Yuppie, speak freely. And he'd be like, well, master, you played that one game that I didn't understand, you know.
You really seem to like it and stuff, and you know,
and she was really nice and you know, just kind of there, but I didn't really see much of it and stuff.
Yeah, I was guarding the stairs like a good dog, you know, and all that.
And then maybe it starts to trickle in and stuff.
And then he's like, okay, you, like, Killua, he's like, talk, Pouf. Never speak again.
He's like, Pouf, I'll deal with you in a second. And Pouf's just like,
yeah. Oh boy.
All right. We're done with the discussion, guys.
Now we're done.
All right, guys. If you want to watch the next 2 episodes reactions right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon.
Yes.
You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there. I mean, no full-length reactions there. We have the timer and stuff.
This
I don't know how to do outros. HunterxHunter is crazy.
Such crazy
I love it
episodes.
so much. But if you want to participate in the Discord discussion of things, any level of support gets you access to that, so you can chat with us about stories. We're doing faction events for fun, meme kind of content that come out to the YouTube channel, stuff like that. That sounds a little bit confusing, I know, but if you want to find out what it's about, go check out the Discord. But yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.